Lexus Velodrome is a 166-meter track. It's about a tenth of a mile. 50-degree bankings in the turns, 15-degree bankings in the straights. We're going to see these guys hitting speeds of over 40 miles an hour. We got some fast racers here from all across North America. We got Portland. We got Toronto. We got Indianapolis. We got Colorado. We got a guy who's from New Zealand. Everybody out here racing in downtown Detroit at the Lexus Velodrome. So as we roll into it, we're going to let our riders up at the blue line. You're going to see lots of action up top. The blue line is called the Stayers line, and you'll find out why we call it that later on once we get into the Madison racing. But let's get underway. Down low, he's one of the coaches out here at the International. He's a coach at the International Velodrome at Bloomer Park, but also here at the Lexus Velodrome. One of the track regulars, Luke Cavender. And his partner took second place in last night's Madison. What's he going to do out there tonight? He's known for ripping around the streets of Detroit and mostly ripping up the boards of the Lexus Velodrome. Martin Vecchio, Team Red. Now down low, originally out of New Zealand, by way of Indianapolis, racing at the Major Taylor Velodrome. He knows what to do on the track. He's got a big jump. His name explains it all. That's Hayden Strong. And watch out, his partner just as fast, knows how to keep that line, knows how to keep the power at the pedals. What's they going to do tonight? That's Brad Green, Team Green. And rolling up next, down low. He's got one of the biggest jumps on the track. You're going to see it in the elimination race. He likes to play it from the back. He knows how to close down a gap. He's one of the riders that's been racing out the International Velodrome at Bloomer Park and out the Lexus Velodrome. That's Nick Lawton. And his teammate from Detroit, Michigan, one of the fastest juniors you're going to see racing a bike. He started racing at the Bloomer Park track. Now he's out here banging on those boards of the Lexus Velodrome. That's DeJohn Parks, Team Yellow. 15 years old, DeJohn Parks. All right, so this guy tried to make it in last night, but his flight got canceled. But he still made the trip out of here from Durango, Colorado. Finished top 10 at the Elite National Omnium, James Hillier. And his partner, if you've watched any of our live streams or been to any of our races before, then you already know his name. You already know what he can do. Multiple national medals, Pan Am Games medals. That's Zach Kovalchuk, Team Black. And now if you watched our races last night, then you can't forget these two. Both of these riders, juniors, down low. He's 17 years old, just came back from the Junior World Championships representing Canada out of Montreal. That's Mathias Guillemette. And up top, one of my favorite bike racers to watch. You're going to see this kid almost rip his pedals right off his bike. Never seen somebody spin so fast with such a plain face, and he's going to put it down tonight. Watch out, he's a monster on those boards. Dylan Bibic, 16 years old out of Toronto. And that's Team Purple. And we're going to let our riders roll into the first race. First race about to go down. It's going to be a 30-lap chase race. 30-lap chase race, riders. Once you hear the bell, that means the race is underway. And we're rolling. DeJohn Parks kind of rolling off the front. Are they going to let him go? They're just letting him kind of get a small gap. DeJohn Parks. And Parks pulls up. Says, I'm not wasting all that energy, Earsley. Hayden Strong now the front of the field. Dylan Bibic tight on his wheel. Luke Cavender sitting in the middle with Nick Lawton on his hip. Brad Green right in the middle of the pack in that green jersey. DeJohn Parks looking for a spot to jump on down to the track as Hayden Strong jumps onto the back. Nick Lawton pulling up. Now it's Brad Green. Brad Green picking up the tempo. Green out of Marion University in Indianapolis, the Major Taylor Velodrome. Hoping to see a lot more riders from Indianapolis coming down here over the winter. Because the best thing about the Lexus Velodrome is it doesn't matter what the weather is outside. Like tonight, it's rainy, and pretty kind of dreary out. But inside here, it's getting live. Bike racing going down. Look at this. Hayden Strong going early. Strong out of the saddle, ramping up that tempo. Dylan Bibic in that aero position. Dylan Bibic sitting tight on the wheel. Luke Cavender hanging on. DeJon Parks tight on Cavender's wheel as Hayden Strong pulls up. Now Dylan Bibic to the front of the pack. Dylan Bibic pulls up. He looks over his shoulder, sees Luke Cavender. Luke Cavender still there. Luke Cavender wags his elbow all the way to the top of the bank into the 50-degree velodrome. Now Nick Lawton goes back on. Hayden Strong wanted to pick up that tempo. They sure did. 23 to go when they hit the line. 23 to go when they hit the line. Now Mathias Guillemette to the front of the pack. He pulls up. Hillier pulls up with him. Now James Hillier pulling through. Zach Kovalchuk tight on that wheel. They're all looking for a spot, wanting to fill in. Guillemette wants on Kovalchuk's wheel. James Hillier way up top on the track. Kovalchuk pulling up. Hillier's going down underneath him. He's jumping on Mathias Guillemotte's wheel. DeJon Parks at the back of the pack. DeJon Parks trying to hold on that wheel. Parks hanging on. Parks jumping on Hillier's wheel. Zach Kovalchuk's got to make a move up and over. 21 to go, riders. 21 laps to go. Dylan Bibic looking for that last wheel as he jumps on Martin Vecchio's wheel as Luke Cavender takes over the front. Now James Hillier picking up the tempo. Hillier in that aero position. DeJon Parks tight on his wheel. DeJon Parks checks his shoulder. Takes a quarter lap pull. Pulls through. Now Zach Kovalchuk. Zach Kovalchuk at the front of the pack. Zach attack Kovalchuk. Picking up that tempo. He goes all the way to the top of that 50-degree banking, using every inch of the track. So you can see these riders, when they're riding down low at the black lines, that means the speed is picking up. The black line is the shortest distance around the velodrome, so therefore it is the fastest. Also, by sitting on a wheel, you see when they're lined up, that means they're using 30% less energy than the rider on the front. The rider in the front is breaking the wind for them so that you can catch that draft. That's why these guys are sitting as tight as they can on the wheel. When they pull up the track, oh, and there goes James Hillier. Hillier out of the wheel. And DeJon Parks tight with it. Hayden Strong letting that small gap open up, and these two are off the front. They got a 10 bike length gap. Can they keep it going? James Hillier still ramping up that tempo. Really getting it going. DeJon Parks trying to sit tight on that wheel, but Dylan Bibic now. Bibic to the front of the pack. Is he going to let him get away? They got a half a track length lead. Let's make some noise for these two off the front. Let's go. Bang on those boards. They got about a half a track length lead. James Hillier pulls up. Now DeJon Parks got to do his pull. Let's go, 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 go. 13 to go at the line. 13 to go at the line. DeJon Parks jumping back on that wheel. James Hillier keeping the pedals to the metal. Now Nick Lawton overtaking that front place position. DeJon Parks says, I'm not going to blow myself up tonight. DeJon Parks sitting up high. He's going to jump back in with the rest of the field as James Hillier still off the front. Can Hillier stay away? James Hillier using the banking of the track, flying up and down. Looks like the pace is really ramped up. We got a couple of riders falling off the back. 11 to go, 11 to go. Hillier off the front. Let's go. Make some noise for James Hillier. James Hillier off the front of the pack. Still got almost a half a lead. 10 to go, 10 to go. Hillier checking back, still sees the lead, but here's Mathias Guillemette. Guillemette pulls up. Now Kovalchuk to the front. Dylan Bibic taking over the chase. Can they catch Hillier? Hillier's going to see 8 to go when he comes around. And this group's breaking up. They're splitting up. The chase group is splitting up. No one wants to take a pull. Can Hillier stay away? Let's go, James. Come on, make some noise for James Hillier off the front. He's got 7 to go at the line. Can he stay away? Hillier made a big early move. Boy, watch out. Here goes Dylan Bibic. Dylan Bibic trying to chase him down, but Hayden Strong and Brad Green going off the front. Bibic looking for Kovalchuk, waiting for Kovalchuk to make a move. Mathias Guillemette now to the front. I don't know. Hillier's still going. Now Brad Green's trying to take a flyer. Green going off the front. Can he gap the field? James Hillier working. He's in his pain cave. He's got that pain face on. Let's go. Make some noise for Hillier. 5 to go, James. All the way, all the way. As Brad Green opening that gap. Brad Green's got 10 bike lengths. Can he stay away for another 5 laps? Hillier's feeling it, but he's opening up that gap. He's got almost a half a track length lead. 4 to go, 4 to go. The rest of the pack sitting up. Now Martin Vecchio opening up that gap. Vecchio looks back. Is Vecchio going to go? Martin Vecchio opening the gap. We got 4 riders off the back. And Hillier still off the front. Let's go, James, all the way. Go, 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 go. He's going to see 2 to go. Can he stay away? Brad Green trying to hold that gap. James Hillier's really feeling it now. Pack's closing in, but here comes the bell lap for Hillier. Are they going to chase him down? Because here goes Bibic and Strong. Dylan Bibic and Hayden Strong racing for second place. Hayden Strong overtaking Bibic. They're going all the way. James Hillier's feeling it. Can Hillier stay away? Dylan Bibic chasing him down. Can they get him on the line? And it's going to go to James Hillier, Dylan Bibic, Hayden Strong, Zach Kowalczyk, Mathias, Guillemette, Brad Green. Give it up for James Hillier. Made that early move, stayed away for 14 laps.
Next week, okay.
All right, we're going to get our pro riders up to the rail. So this is the elimination race. The way this is going to work, we're going to let all the riders roll around for 5 laps. They're going to get 5 laps to get situated. With 1 lap to go, we're going to ring the bell. When we ring the bell, that means we're pulling on the next lap. And by pulling, I mean we're going to pull a rider out of the race. But we're going to pull the last place rider out of the race. This is going to happen every other lap until we're down to the final 2 riders. At that point, we give the final 2 riders a 2-lap sprint off. Who's going to take the win in the pro elimination tonight? Last night, it was the 2 team members of Purple. Are they going to do it again? All right. Our riders getting their last-minute instruction from our head official, Bruce Carlson. DeJohn Park sitting at the front of the pack. Dylan Bibic on his wheel. Mathias Guillemette sitting in third. Right behind him, Zach Kowalczyk. James Hillier. Hayden Strong. Nick Lawton. Brad Green. Luke Cavender. And Martin Vecchio. Who's going to take the win? Remember, riders, last place will be eliminated. Pick your rider if you're online. If you're watching this, who do you think's going to win? I'm asking all you guys watching at home. Pick your racer. Who do you think's going to win? All right, here we go. And they're rolling. Get off the track, Nick. All right, DeJohn Parks at the front. Nick Lawton pushing his way. You don't want to be stuck at the back. I have a feeling this is going to be a fast one. DeJohn Parks wants to control the tempo. All right, riders, 5 to go. 5 to the first pole. DeJohn Parks down low. Dylan Bibic on his hit. Martin Vecchio up high. Remember, watch the back of the pack. Back of the pack is where all the action is. Rider's going to have to get up and over. You cannot pass under. When you hear the bell, that means we're pulling on the next lap. Now DeJohn Parks off the back. He's going to have to close down that gap down low. Hayden Strong, known for his elimination race skills. Strong feeding his way down in there underneath Luke Cavender. Martin Vecchio and James Hillier. Martin Vecchio and Zach Kowalczyk setting that tempo at the front. Zach Kowalczyk wants to keep that pace high as Mathias Guillemette comes up and over Nick Lawton at the back of the pack as DeJohn Parks. Now Luke Cavender's trapped in that dangerous position down low. Luke Cavender's got to make a move. DeJohn Parks goes up and over. And they're racing. Luke Cavender looking for a spot. He's trying to push the junior out. Now James Hillier in that dangerous spot. So's Hayden Strong. Hayden Strong looks back. There's nowhere for him to go. And it's going to go out. It's going to be Hayden Strong. Hayden Strong, you are eliminated. Did not expect that to happen. And we're pulling on the next lap, riders. Luke Cavender at the back's got to get up and over Brad Green, along with DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks, can he push it up and over? Brad Green wants to go. DeJohn Parks going down low. DeJohn Parks trying to fit in the hole. And it's going to be Luke Cavender. Luke Cavender, you are eliminated. And DeJohn Parks taking him out one at a time. Parks has got to get up and over Nick Lawton. Does Parks got a left in him? Nick Lawton's got a big jump. DeJohn Parks in the back of the pack. DeJohn Parks is going to go up top or down low. DeJohn Parks, 15 years old out of Detroit, Michigan. What's he going to do? Let's go, DeJohn, all the way. And it's going to be close. It's going to be, Martin Vecchio. Martin Vecchio, you are eliminated. And DeJohn Parks taking him out one at a time. Can he stay in it again? DeJohn Parks going down low. Now Nick Lawton in that dangerous position. Nick Lawton's going to have to get up and over Brad Green. Brad Green trying to get up and over Guillemette. Guillemette holding his own. Nick Lawton going up high. DeJohn Parks trying to fit in down low. I don't know if there's enough room for him, but it's going to be, DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks, you are eliminated. Give it up for that 15-year-old DeJohn Parks. And we're pulling on the next lap, Can Nick Lawton stay in for another one? As Mathias Guillemette goes to the front of the pack. Zach Kowalczyk ramping it up. James Hillier doesn't want to get trapped in down low. Dylan Bibic looks back. Nick Lawton with the big push. Nick Lawton trying to go at the line. It's going to be close. It's going to be, up top. Nick Lawton, you are eliminated. Now Dylan Bibic overtaking that front position. Brad Green hanging on the back of the pack. Brad Green's got to get up over James Hillier. Brad Green trying to make that big move. Can Green get there? Brad Green's out of the saddle. Brad Green's trying to push it. Now Mathias Guillemette in that dangerous spot. Green's trying to race to the line. I don't think there's enough time. Brad Green, you are eliminated. Zach Kowalczyk back to the front. We're down to four riders. Kowalczyk on the front of the pack. Guillemette trying to get up and over. Now Hillier's trying to race away. Hillier with a big jump in the last race. Guillemette goes over Bibic. Can Hillier get over Bibic? James Hillier flying at the line. It's going to be James Hillier. You are eliminated. Now Dylan Bibic at the back of the pack. Dylan Bibic, Mathias Guillemette, Zach Kowalczyk at the front. Guillemette's out of the saddle. Bibic's trying to push his way out. These two riders are going to race in Switzerland. Zach Kowalczyk's out of the saddle. Can Kowalczyk hold him up? Mathias Guillemette trying to get up and over. It's going to be close to the line. It's going to be, Guillemette, Mathias Guillemette. You are eliminated. And we're down to Dylan Bibic and Zach Kowalczyk. Dylan Bibic in the purple. Zach Kowalczyk in the black. Dylan Bibic. Whoa. Dylan Bibic out of Toronto. 16 years old. Zach Kowalczyk out of Portland. Dylan Bibic going early. Kowalczyk's trying to chase him down. Let's go. Make some noise for these riders. Dylan Bibic on the front. Can Bibic stay away? Kowalczyk looks back and says, I don't think so. This kid's got it. Give it up for the winner of our pro elimination race, Dylan Bibic. Look at that speed. 16 years old out of Toronto, Dylan Bibic. Put your hands together for him. Bang on those boards. Come on, let them hear you guys out there. Madison. So the way this race is going to work, if you've never seen a Madison before, we are going to let the riders on the home stretch, they are going to go down to the black line. They're going to be keeping a hot pace at the black line. They're the racers that are in the race. They are in the on position. Their teammates who are going to be on the back stretch of the track are going to be riding above the blue line, what's known as the stayers line, and they're going to stay high until their teammate who's racing at the black line catches up to them. At that point, the rider that's above the blue line will dive down the track. They will reach out their hands and they will Madison exchange or sling their partner into the race. This is going to happen from every team about every 2 laps for 60 laps. It's going to be a fast one. Make sure you pick your team. Who do you think is going to take the W? If you're online, if you're watching this on Facebook, who do you guys think is going to win? Who's going to make that big jump? We got Team Red, Martin Vecchio and Luke Cavender. Team Yellow, Nick Lawton and DeJohn Parks. Team Purple, Dylan Bibic and Mathias Guillemette. Team Green, Hayden Strong and Brad Green. And Team Black, James Hillier and Zach Kowalczyk. This is about to be intense, you guys. I hope you're ready for it. This is going to be some crazy, fast racing. 60 laps is relatively short for these guys. That means it's going to be pretty much a full-on sprint the whole time. You're going to hear a few bells throughout this race. The first bell is going to mean that the race is no longer under control. We keep the first couple laps under control. Then after that, you're going to hear a bell at 41, a bell at 21, and a bell at 1. When you hear those bells, that means it's a points lap. On the next lap, we're going to have a sprint, and on the next lap, we will be giving out points. Are there 7, 5, 3, 2? And the points are going to go 10, 7, 5, 3, and 2. So these guys need to be paying attention to what position they're in, along with the position of the other riders. Last night, Team Purple was able to lap the field, but that was in a 100-lap race. Will they do it again in this 60-lap race? All these guys got that face of determination on. They all know it's about to be fast. Everyone's looking at these other riders, wondering who's going to make that first move. Looking at their legs, make sure they're ready to go. All right. And our head official, Bruce Carlson, letting them roll. Here we go, you guys. 60 laps, 6 Mile Pro Madison. Going down now. If you're on Facebook, make sure you share it. Right now is the time to watch it. Punch that like button. Let us know you're here. All right, on the front of the pack, Martin Vecchio. Vecchio setting a quick tempo pace. We're going to see our first exchange coming up from Team Black. Zach Kowalczyk and James Hillier at the back of the pack. And here's our first Madison sling. Zach Kowalczyk coming in the race. Now Brad Green coming in for Hayden Strong. Going to be 58 to go at the line. 58 to go at the line. Mathias Guillemette coming in for Dylan Bibic. Watch that purple team. Purple team's got some legs on them. These guys are getting ready to go the 4-day Junior Madison race in Geneva. They're training here because Detroit's the only place with an indoor 166 where they can mimic that style, that type of environment. As DeJohn Parks comes in the race for Nick Lawton. DeJohn Parks to the front of the pack. James Hillier looking for Zach Kowalczyk. 56 to go. 56 to go. Everyone's waiting for that first move. And they're waiting for that first bell. All right, the race is out of control. You can attack now, riders. The race is out of control. On the front, James Hillier. We got an exchange coming from the black team and the yellow team. Zach Kowalczyk coming in. So is Nick Lawton. Nick Lawton looking for DeJohn Parks. Zach Kowalczyk looking for James Hillier. Hillier with a big throw as Brad Green about to come in for Hayden Strong. Kowalczyk diving up the top of the track. Brad Green coming down to the red line. Mathias Guillemette going about as slow as you can in turn 2. He's looking for Dylan Bibic. 52 to go, riders. First sprint at 41. Brad Green ramping up the tempo now. Martin Vecchio throwing in Luke Cavender. Cavender coming in the race. Luke Cavender overtaking that second place position. Nick Lawton sitting in third. Mathias Guillemette in fourth. Zach Kowalczyk sitting tight on that purple team's wheel. He knows purple's a strong team. Now coming in the race, DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks coming in as Luke Cavender is leading the pack. Hillier comes in for Kowalczyk. Hayden Strong looking for Brad Green. High exchange for the green team. Brad Green accelerating into that one. Now Dylan Bibic coming down. Dylan Bibic looking for Mathias. Mathias comes in the race as DeJohn Parks goes up and over the red team. These rides look like they're waiting for that first sprint. I have a feeling the pace is about to get going real fast. Let's go. Let's put our hands together. Make some noise for these riders. The more noise you make, the faster they go. Here comes Nick Lawton coming in for DeJohn Parks. Dylan Bibic comes in. Brad Green looking for Hayden Strong. Hayden Strong Diving down the track, Hayden Strong throwing in Brad Green. Guillemette picking up the tempo, looking for Bibic, as Cavander's going to come in at the same time. Team Yellow's going to have to thread the needle, push their way out of this one. Nick Lawton able to get up and over. Mathias Guillemette onto his wheel. We got a sprint coming up, racers. 45 to go. Team Red, Luke Cavender still setting that tempo pace at the front. Trying to control the tempo, go fast enough they don't want to overtake, but slow enough where you don't have to work too hard. As DeJohn Parks is coming in. DeJohn Parks coming in for Nick Lawton. Team Green with another high exchange at the back of the pack. Dylan Bibic looking for Mathias Guillemette. Guillemette telling him to stay up top. Hayden Strong going up and over. Here comes the red team, Martin Vecchio. And Hayden Strong going off the front. Hayden Strong taking a flyer. DeJohn Parks looking for Martin Vecchio to close down that gap. Hayden Strong off the front, Mathias Guillemette right behind him. Coming in at the back of the pack is Zach Kowalczyk and James Hillier. 42 to go. We got a sprint at 41. Bibic coming in for Guillemette. Bibic fuss off of a 2-lap recovery. Nick Lawton coming in. Zach Kowalczyk starting to pick it up. And here goes Dylan Bibic. We got a bell coming up. Here we go, riders. Dylan Bibic ramping up the speed. Can Bibic stay away? Luke Cavender coming in for Martin Vecchio. Trying to chase him down is Brad Green. Nick Lawton trying to overtake Luke Cavender. Zach Kowalczyk in the back of the pack. Kowalczyk trying to get up there as well. But it's going to go purple, green, yellow, black, red. DeJohn Parks coming in for Nick Lawton. Tossing him into the race. We got one team off the front. That's Team Purple. Team Green chasing him down. Come on, DeJohn, get up there. DeJohn Parks, 15 years old out of Detroit, trying to chase down Mathias Guillemette off the front with Hayden Strong. We got two teams off the front, green and purple, green and purple. There's no double points. Coming in hot. Double exchange. Nick Lawton coming in for DeJohn Parks. Off the front, Team Green and Purple. Right now, Nick Lawton trying to chase him down. Same with Martin Vecchio and Luke Cavender. Zach Kowalczyk throwing in James Hillier. Hillier coming in fresh. Now Kowalczyk's in the race. And it looks like we got four teams together. Give it up for Team Yellow and Team Black. Able to close down that gap. Bibic tight onto Brad Green's wheel. We got some exchanges going down here. Some exchanges about to happen right here. DeJohn Parks coming in. Team Purple coming in. Team Red's trying to close down that gap. Here comes Martin Vecchio. Can Vecchio close it down as Hayden Strong pulls off the front? Mathias Guillemette setting that tempo pace. Now Zach Kowalczyk to the front of the pack. Kowalczyk looking for Hillier. Kowalczyk and Hillier.
Team Purple has 10. Team Green has 7. Team Yellow has 5. Team Black has 3. Team Red has 2. Let me send that to
All right. DeJohn Parks coming in, throwing in Nick Lawton. Dylan Bibic coming in, so's Luke Cavender. And everybody's back together. Let's make some noise for these racers. Come on, put them together. Nick Lawton pulls off now. Brad Green to the front of the pack. Kowalczyk coming in for Hillier. Nick Lawton trying to stay on that wheel. Looking for his partner, DeJohn Parks. As Dylan Bibic files into that line, Luke Cavender on the front. Team Red was chasing, now to the front of the pack. Cavender looking for Vecchio. Guillemette looking for Bibic. Parks looking for Lawton. And Vecchio goes up top. Hayden Strong's coming in. 27 to go on the line. 27 to go on the line. Hillier coming in for Kowalczyk. Now James Hillier ramping up the tempo. He wants to go fast, and he's making it happen now. 26-26. Now DeJohn Parks ramping it up. Dylan Bibic's coming in. Nick Lawton looking for DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks out of the saddle. Watch Dylan Bibic go. Watch this rider in the purple jersey. Dylan Bibic trying to rip those cranks off his bike. But here comes Zach Kowalczyk. Kowalczyk's keeping the heat on. Dylan Bibic trying to chase it down. So's Nick Lawton. Can they get up there? Off the front, Zach Kowalczyk. But look at Dylan Bibic. 16 years old out of Toronto. Closing down that gap. And here comes Mathias Guillemette. Guillemette coming in the race. 23 to go. 23 to go. Now DeJohn Parks coming in for Nick Lawton. DeJohn Parks with a big throw. Whoa! James Hillier able to get that toss in. 22, 22, 22. They're going to hear a bell in the next lap. Hillier taking Guillemette up high. Guillemette going under. Mathias Guillemette with a big move. Caught Hillier sleeping. Mathias Guillemette going off the front. Dylan Bibic telling him to go all the way. And it's going to be Team Purple, Mathias Guillemette. Team Black, James Hillier. Team Green, Brad Green. Team Yellow and Team Red. As Purple keeps the heat on. Zach Kowalczyk trying to get up there. We got 2 off the front. Team Green chasing fast. Team Yellow and Red as well. Just off the back. They got 19 to go. They got 19 to go. Luke Cavanagh checking his shoulders, looking for Martin Vecchio. Vecchio coming in. Dylan Bibic still in the front of the pack. Dylan Bibic setting that tempo pace, allowed his teammate to take the win. Big move from Mathias Guillemette, sneaking his way underneath James Hillier just before that last sprint. Hillier's back in it. Hillier trying to sit on that wheel of Bibic. Hayden Strong working hard to close that gap. And it looks like we got 3 teams back together. Can red and yellow get up there? Let's go, Martin. Let's go to John all the way. Go, 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 go. 16 laps to go, racers. Luke Cavanagh coming in. DeJohn Parks racing hard. Give it up for 15-year-old DeJohn Parks. Racing with the big boys out there. Nick Lawton coming in. 14 to go, 14 to go.
After that sprint, Team Purple is in the lead with 20 points. Team Green has 12. Team Black has 10. Team Yellow has 8. Team Red has 4. Again, your top 3. Purple with 20. Green with 12. And Black with 10.
Who's going to win the last sprint? Who's going to take the final sprint? Mathias Guillemette pulls up. Brad Green checks back. And look at that. All of our teams are back together. Yellow and red able to close down that gap. Make some noise for them. We got 12 to go. Kowalczyk setting that tempo pace. Martin Vecchio tight on his wheel. Mathias Guillemette in the middle of the pack. Hayden Strong on his wheel. Double exchange from purple and red. Double exchange from purple and red. 10 to go, racers. 1 mile to go. Remember, this is where it really picks up. Has anyone been saving it for the last sprint? Don't want to say anything too early. Green's got to go up and over. Black making a high exchange. And off the front, Team Purple, they let Purple roll off the front. Kowalczyk's going to have to close down that gap. They only got 7 to go. Now Mathias Guillemette setting up that tempo. He pulls up. Kowalczyk pulls up, dives back down. Team Red trying to close down that gap as Nick Lawton's still on the front. Nick Lawton's still able to hang on, but here comes DeJohn Parks. Zach Kowalczyk setting up that tempo. Mathias Guillemette comes down the track. DeJohn Parks is in the race. DeJohn Parks is in the race. 6 to go. High exchange for the green team. High exchange for the green team. James Hillier pulls up. Hayden Strong pulls up. Purple and red about to make an exchange. Purple and red about to make an exchange. All right, riders. They're going to see 4 at the line. I want everyone to make some noise when they come around because the race is about to go down. Let's go. Put your hands together. Here goes Dylan Bibic off the front. Can Hayden Strong close it down? And check out DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks ramping up that tempo. Double exchange from yellow and black. And here comes Brad Green. Nick Lawton trying to race away with it. But off the front's Dylan Bibic. Whoa. Dylan Bibic holding that tempo. Mathias Guillemette coming in. Brad Green going up and over. 2 to go, 2 to go. Zach Kowalczyk with a big jump. Zach Kowalczyk's trying to overtake him. Get Kowalczyk, get him. Here comes the bell. Bell lap coming up. Mathias Guillemette going. They're 3 across. Get Zach Kowalczyk, close it down. Mathias Guillemette picking up the tempo. All the way, go, 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 go. Here comes Hayden Strong. And the winner of the 60 lap, 6 mile Madison. Team Purple. Team Green with a big final push. Team Black, Team Yellow, and Team Red. Give it up for those racers. Dylan Bibic, Mathias Guillemette, putting it down, winning all 3 sprints. and taking the win in our Pro Madison. Make some noise for Team Purple. And that was just their first one of the night. They still got a 100-lap Madison to go. That was some fast racing right there. All right, we're going to get our juniors up there again. And remember, I was about to put it all on the line right here. All right. So it's going to be a 100-lap Madison. We're going to have bell laps at 81, 61, 41, 21, and 1. Points are going to go 10, 7, 5, 3, 2, with double points on the final sprint. This race is about to be fast. If you're online, pick the team you think is going to win. Is it going to be Team Purple, Dylan Bibic and Matthias Guillemette? Team Yellow, Nick Lawton and DeJohn Parks. Team Red, Martin Vecchio and Luke Cavender. Team Yellow, Hayden Strong and Brad Green. Or Team Black, Zach Kavalchak and James Hilliard. All right, they're rolling.
Hey, did you got the gold that I dropped off? See, I didn't really look at any of the footage. I don't know. There's probably nothing very good on it anyway.
All right. Remember, right now this race is under control. First bell means the race is on. Vecchio in that front position. We got a lot of sprints. A lot of action about to go down. As our first exchange of this race is coming in to DeJohn Parks and Nick Lawton. These riders looking at their legs, saying you got 100 laps left in you. I think Team Purple does. Purple about to go to Geneva to race the Madison 4-day. Can't wait to see what they're able to do out there as James Hillier overtakes the first place position. There's that GoPro, DeJohn Parks. Look at that face of determination of that 15-year-old Detroit youngster sitting tight on that wheel of Matthias Guillemette. Guillemette goes up and over.
There's been doing really good on that. Way better than Nick.
And here comes Hayden Strong. We got a triple exchange, yellow, red, and green. Zach Kavalchak pulls up the pack. Guillemette about to throw in Bibic. All right, race is out of control. All right, who's going to take the win? Martin Vecchio on the front of the pack. Here comes James Hillier. Coming in as Brad Green for Hayden Strong. Strong tossing in green. Dylan Bibic going up and over. Cavender coming in for Martin Vecchio, the Detroit team. Guillemette comes in for Bibic. That's the Canadians. Guillemette fresh out of the Junior World Championships. Brad Green racing for Marion College at the Major Taylor Velodrome in Indianapolis. DeJohn Parks goes to Mumford High School here in Detroit, Michigan. Give it up for DeJohn Parks on the front of the pack. 15 years old. Pick your winner, pick your winner. Who's it going to be? Team Yellow's Nick Lawton coming in. Team Yellow has the youngest rider and the oldest rider. Nick Lawton and DeJohn Parks. As Martin Vecchio pulls up. Zach Kowalczyk overtaking that front place position. 89 to go. We got a sprint lap at 81. Sprint lap at 81. All right. Hillier pulls up. Brad Green comes down. I think they're starting to save it for the first sprint of the night. DeJohn Parks coming in for Nick Lawton. Dylan Bibic and Mathias talking to each other during that exchange. Who knows what they're talking about? My guess is pedal fast and go left. James Hillier coming up and over. Hillier looking for Kowalczyk. High exchange. What are you guys doing? Luke Cavender at the back of the pack looking for Martin Vecchio. Zach Kowalczyk trying to get up and over to John Parks. 84 to go, racers. And look at this move. Don't say too much, because over the top, looks like it's Martin Vecchio out of Detroit. He wants those points. Can Vecchio go off the bat? But here comes Mathias Guillemette. Guillemette's coming in. Hayden Strong coming in hot. Brad Green coming in hot. James Hillier getting tossed in. So is Brad Green, but off the fronts, Martin Vecchio. Luke Cavender coming in. 82-82. Whoa. Way up high. And there goes James Hillier. Hillier off the front. Cavender trying to hold him off. Brad Green trying to get on the top. Mathias Guillemette up and over. Can Guillemette get it? Guillemette working those pedals. Zach Kowalczyk coming in. Dylan Bibic coming in. Oh, and purple misses their exchange. Team black, team purple, team green, team yellow, team red. DeJohn Parks staying on it. Martin Vecchio made that big jump off the bat. DeJohn Parks throwing in Nick Lawton, and our group is about to be back together. But Mathias Guillemette stays on the pedals. He sees they're slowing down just a little bit. Guillemette off a double pull. Here comes Bibic. Whoa! Dylan Bibic coming in for Mathias Guillemette. Zach Kowalczyk threading the needle. Team black, team green. And the leaders of the race right now, team black. Green at the front of the pack. Oh, and there goes Dylan Bibic. Bibic diving down low. DeJohn Parks coming in for the yellow team. Let's go, 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 go. Dylan Bibic on the front of the pack. He checks back. He looks, pulls up. Pulling in is James Hillier. James Hillier into the race. About to throw in Zach Kowalczyk. Brad Green looking for Hayden Strong. And look at that. DeJohn Parks closing down that gap. Martin Vecchio looking for Luke Cavender. DeJohn Parks staying on it, looking for his partner, Nick Lawton. Dylan Bibic setting that hot tempo. 73 to go. 73 to go.
All right, John, after that last sprint, Team Black has got 10, Team Purple has got 7, Team Green has got 5, Team Red has got 3, Team Yellow has got 2. Once again, Black has 10, Purple has 7, Green has 5, Red has 3, and Yellow has 2.
Hayden Strong throwing in Brad Green. Onboard camera. See James Hillier. And give it up for Team Red, able to close that gap back down. All of our teams are together. DeJohn Parks sitting at the front. He pulls up. Mathias Guillemette looking for Dylan Bibic. Bibic getting tossed in. Here comes Kowalczyk. Vecchio going way up high. Hayden Strong coming in, sitting on his wheels. DeJohn Parks. DeJohn Parks about to throw in his partner, Nick Lawton. Kowalczyk going on the hip of Lawton. 68 to go, riders. 68 laps to go. Last chance for tacos. You better get over there now. Give it up for the pit crew. Pit crew's out here working hard. Double exchange from purple and red. Purple and red. Hayden Strong's got to go up high looking for Brad Green. Green coming down. Lawton has to go up and over. Hillier coming in for Kovalchuk. DeJohn Parks looking for his teammate. James Hillier on his wheel. DeJohn Parks coming in. Setting up the tempo. Mathias Guillemette. Cavanagh dives down low. Guillemette on his wheel. James Hillier sitting in third position. Here comes Martin Vecchio. Vecchio's in the race. They got a sprint lap coming up. Sprint lap coming up. Hayden Strong in for Brad Green. DeJohn Parks got to go up and over. DeJohn Parks trying to hang on. And look at that. Mathias Guillemette with that big acceleration. Dylan Bibic's coming in. Look at Dylan Bibic. This kid's a monster. Watch him use these boards and chase him down. Zach Kovalchuk. Can Kovalchuk get him? So is Hayden Strong. Hayden Strong's trying to go as well. Here comes the bell. Here comes the bell. Mathias Guillemette off the front. Hayden Strong throwing in Brad Green. Zach Kovalchuk throwing in James Hillier. Dylan Bibic off the front. Can Bibic stay away? Team Purple's coming in, and it's going to be purple, black, green, red, yellow. Team Purple staying on it, but Team Black's right there with them. Purple and black off the front. Are they going to try to lap the rest of these riders? James Hillier looking for Zach Kovalchuk. Kovalchuk comes in the race. Kovalchuk dives down to the black line. And Mathias Guillemette now on the front of the pack. Got the onboard view on Mathias's wheel. Here comes the exchange to Dylan Bibic. We got purple, black, and green off the front. Yellow and red working hard, trying to close down that gap. Here comes Nick Lawton. Lawton feeling back in it. Cavenders looking for Vecchio. Front teams. Team Purple with the lead. Team Black in second place. Team Green in third overall on points. Once again, we want to thank our sponsors, Lexus of Ann Arbor, Mead Lexus of Lakeside, and Mead Lexus of Southfield, as well as Diversified Members Credit Union and the Detroit Medical Center.
Official results are right in now, John. Team Black and Team Purple are tied for 17 points each. Team Green has 10, Red has 6, Yellow has 4. So we got a tie for first between Black and Purple with 17 points. Green's got 10, Red's got 6, Yellow's got 4.
Tie for first place as of now on the track. And look at Team Red and Team Yellow. They're trying to close down that gap. Hayden Strong splitting the needle. Zach Kovalchuk throwing in James Hillier. Now Hillier attacking Bibic. Team Yellow and Team Red almost caught on. DeJohn Parks is going to have to make a big jump here. Mathias Guillemette coming in for Dylan Bibic. 48. We got a sprint at 41. Mathias Guillemette off the front. This junior knows how to go. Kovalchuk coming in. Hayden Strong chasing him down. Strong hopping on Kovalchuk's wheel. Off the front, Mathias Guillemette looks back. He sees they got a big gap. Are they going to stay on it? Now Dylan Bibic coming into the race. They're at 46 to go. They're at 46 to go. Kovalchuk attacking Strong. Sitting back on that wheel. James Hillier coming back in it. And here goes Dylan Bibic. Bibic lapping the yellow and the red team. High exchange for purple. Oh, they're able to make it down. Guillemette looking for Bibic. Tosses him into the race. These two juniors out of Canada, 16 and 17 years old. 17-year-olds. Mathias Guillemette on the front of the pack. They're going to race in Geneva in a month. That's why they're here training in downtown Detroit at the Lexus Velodrome. Let's make some noise for Team Purple off the front. They got a bell lap coming up on the next one. Let's go, 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 go. And the rest of the field's back together. Green and black got to go for it. Purple off the front, but their lead's not quite as big. Whoa, and green misses the exchange. Is Brad Green going to stay in it? Brad Green staying in the race. And the points are going to go purple, black, red, yellow, green. And James Hillier still on the pedals, trying to catch up to the purple team. Mathias Guillemette on the front, getting thrown in from Dylan Bibic. Black and purple are racing out for first place. Right now, purple in the lead. 38 to go. Hayden Strong coming in for Brad Green. Brad Green and Strong missed their last exchange. Now Strong's attacking these other two riders. Strong wants to be up front. Hayden Strong going hard off the front. Zach Kowalczyk chasing down Dylan Bibic. Dylan Bibic staying on those pedals. All you can see is pain on everyone's face. Kowalczyk sucking as much air in as he can as Dylan Bibic staying on the pedals. James Hillier about to come in. Almost missing the exchange. Hillier able to make it. James Hillier's got to go now because Mathias Guillemette on the front of the pack. James Hillier trying to go hard. Team red and team yellow getting lapped by the purple team again. Purple's going to sit on that wheel for just a minute, and then they're going to up and over, is my guess. Because Team Black's chasing him down. Team Green racing hard. They don't want to get lapped. Hayden Strong on the pedals. Team Purple sitting in with this other group. They're going to let Team Black catch up.
After that sprint, Team Purple has 27, Team Black has 24, Team Green has 12, Red has 1, Yellow has -3. But once again, the top three, Purple 27, Black 24, Green 12.
All right. And it looks like purple, black, yellow, and red are all together. Guillemette coming down. Hillier sitting tight on that wheel of Team Purple. Team Green chasing hard. Hayden Strong about to come back in the race. Brad Green working those pedals. Strong about to dive down. Can they close down that gap? Can they get up there? We got a sprint at 21. Hayden Strong using a big exchange. He's pushing it. Hayden Strong making a go for it. Mathias Guillemette on the front. He pulls up. Jumps right back onto Zach Kowalczyk's wheel. Kowalczyk starts opening up the gap. 26 to go, riders. 26 to go. Cavender and Vecchio feeling it. Nick Lawton able to stay on the wheel. Team Green closing down that gap. Let's go, Team Green. Let's go, Brad Green. You got it all the way. Go, 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 go. As the John Parks comes in, 24-24. And Dylan Bibic's attacking James Hillier. Team Purple making that exchange. Team Red making exchange at the back. The John Parks hanging on. Martin Vecchio throwing in Luke Cavender. Here comes Kowalczyk. Can Kowalczyk attack Mathias? Zach Kowalczyk's back in it. They got a bell on the next lap. Mathias Guillemette off the front. The John Parks looking for Nick Lawton. Mathias Guillemette now trying to go. Can Kowalczyk overtake this junior? Mathias Guillemette racing through. Are they going to make the exchange? Dylan Bibic coming down. And it's going to be purple, black, yellow, red. Team Green. All right, you guys, we got one sprint left. It's double points if Black can win it. If Black wins the final sprint, they may be able to win the race. Right now, Team Purple in the lead. Black and Purple diving up the track. Red and yellow staying on the pedals. Black and purple playing games with each other. They both want the final win. They want that sprint. And look at that. Team yellow and team red are back in it. Team green never sat up. They still not have been lapped. Still have not been lapped. All right, you guys. We got 13 laps to go in the American Cycling League Legacy Race. Let's make some noise for these racers. Last race of the weekend. After this, we got our semi-pro race. But this is it for the pros. They got 12 to go. 12 laps to go. Green still chasing hard. Can they make it? Right now, as of points, Team Purple's in the lead. Team Black is in second. Team Green is in third. Team Yellow is in fourth. Team Red is in fifth. So Red and Yellow, even though they've been working together, they're fighting against each other in this next one.
John,
Now,
after that sprint, Team Purple has 47, Black has 41, Green has 14. So between Purple and Black, it's 47 for Purple, 41 for Black, and it's double points on the last lap.
Hillier coming in for Kowalczyk. They got 8 to go. 8 laps to go, racers. High exchange for the red team. High exchange for the red team. Dejan Parks coming in. They got to split the gap. Dejan Parks comes in for Nick Lawton. Hayden Strong from the green team still trying to close down that gap. Matthias Guillemette on the front of the pack. And look at Team Green. Give it up for Team Green. They closed the gap. They're back on the lead lap. Are they going to have anything left for the sprint? All of our teams are back together, and Zach Kowalczyk is attacking. Zach Kowalczyk keeping the pedals on. Team Green just caught. Can they stay on? Kowalczyk's ramping up the tempo. Vecchio's trying to get over Lawton. Lawton out of his saddle. 4 laps to go. 4 laps to go. Guillemette looking for Bibic. Having to take a double pole. Dylan Bibic taking a double pole. Guillemette trying to come in fresh for the last lap. James Hillier's coming in. And look at Nick Lawton. Nick Lawton's using that big jump. Nick Lawton wants to go. Here goes Dejan Parks. Dejan Parks needs to really ramp it up. They got 2 to go. Let's go, DJ. Go, go, go. Dejan Parks out of Detroit. Matthias Guillemette coming in. James Hillier trying to attack. Who's going to take the win? Matthias Guillemette with a big push. James Hillier trying to stay away. And it's going to go to Team Purple. Matthias Guillemette and Dylan Bibic. Second place, James Hillier and Zach Kowalczyk. Third place, Team Green, Hayden Strong and Brad Green. Fourth place, Team Yellow, Dejan Parks and Nick Lawton. And found up in fifth place, Luke Cavender and Martin Vecchio.
We've got one race to go, folks. Last race of the night is up there. Our semi-pros are doing a 60-lap Madison. Let's give a round of applause for Team Purple. Come on, Team Purple. And Team Black, what a heck of a fight they did. And Team Yellow. And Red and Green, we thank you all. What great racing.
Dylan Bibic and Mathias Guillemette. All right. So these two riders pretty much dominated the whole weekend. You guys look like you're feeling pretty good. How was the legs feeling today, Mathias?
So the legs are pretty heavy now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty cracked.
And what do you think? What cracked them? 100 laps?
Probably the training we did before the racing. But yeah, hard racing and lapping the field.
Yeah. So I mean, these guys are out here. What time do you guys get here this afternoon?
Around 1.
1. So they're here. The John Parks was riding on the Pacer bike, the electric Kieran bike that we got. And these guys are cruising at like 40 miles an hour doing exchanges, just ripping out here. It was super impressive. Check out the Lexus Velodrome Instagram at Lexus Velodrome. Alex Burnside, our video guy, got some little clips that don't really do it justice because, I mean, they were cruising. So, Dylan, elimination race came down to you and Zach Kowalczyk. You've raced against Zach a few times in the past. When it came down to the final two, what was your move that opened up that gap?
I just got a few more feet of height than him, and I just came down with that bit more speed and got the sprinter's lane and maintained it till the end.
So when you're saying you got a couple more feet, that height, what are you talking about there? Can you explain it to some of the people that don't necessarily get how the banking really affects your jump?
So if I go higher in the bank, I get more downhill, which will gain more speed.
And then basically you just got to keep your legs going for the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, Zach's a veteran rider. He's one of the fastest in the U.S. He's been one of the fastest in the U.S. for like the last 15 years, so he knows all those techniques. You're able to kind of catch him sleeping for a second and open up that gap. I think him being on the front for so long early on, kind of made him feel it. So let's talk about that 60-lap race. So the 60-lap Madison. It looked like at some points you guys were taking it a little bit easier. Were you chilling out a little bit, or was it just or was it just going so fast that when it slowed down to 28, 29 miles an hour, that looked slow?
So it was pretty fast, like from the beginning.
Okay.
And we went for 2 sprints, and then like the race was done for us.
Yep.
I was just like keeping the pace kind of fast to keep the people back.
Fast enough to not let them jump you, but not slow where they're going to overtake you guys.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Dylan, what's your weekly training like? What do you do for training?
I train a bit. I train for my age.
Okay.
A lot of kids my age will train like 20-hour weeks. I think training more quality over quantity.
For sure. So, what is that generally like? What would a normal week schedule be like for you?
Maybe I'll ride twice on the track, 3 times if I'm lucky.
Okay.
Gym session maybe once or twice a week.
Okay.
And then I'll go on the trainer maybe twice a week.
Wow. So I mean, obviously training hard during those times, but a lot of it's coming down just natural ability. Have you done any like the VO2 max or any of that stuff? Any crazy numbers?
I did a VO2 max test when I was 12.
Okay.
And it was just under 70.
Okay. So yeah, he's got good genetics there. So Mathias, what's your training schedule like?
So about 10 hours a week.
Okay.
So pretty much train every day because I don't have a track
in
Quebec, and probably like 2 or 3 weight session.
And so what's the riding like in Quebec?
On the trainer?
What's your season? How long do you get to ride outside? I mean, I know in Detroit it gets cold all the time. So our season at the track is big now because it's inside, but we pretty much get May through maybe October to ride outside.
Oh yeah, so probably in I don't know, 3 weeks. It's gonna be covered in snow.
Okay.
So I get to go outside, but it's pretty cold, so I prefer to go in the trainer.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're doing a ton of trainer workouts and still able to go compete at like the World Championships.
Yeah.
I mean, it proves right there that a lot of it comes down to how hard you're going to push yourself, not just, you're sitting like in your basement just sweating it out.
Oh yeah, going in the pain cave like pretty deep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that sounds horrible. But what you got to do is get in the building. We'll come to town, build you an indoor velodrome right in downtown. Be sweet and ride all winter.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are going to Geneva in about a month. Dylan, what's your goals for this race?
It's very hard going into it. I have no idea what the competition's going to be like, but I think it's a reasonable goal for us to try and win a race.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stoked. I'm definitely going to be watching it live stream. I think they're live streaming it all on their Facebook page too, is what I read. So I'll be watching it. How about is it? Do you know what the schedule is? Is it all Madisons or is it elimination races? Is it a whole like an Omnium style race or?
It's a lot of Madison.
Okay.
It's all like Madison. It's like a Madison elimination race. The only solo race is a longest lap.
Okay. So how are you guys feeling on the track stands? Because longest lap's track stand race, right?
Oh yeah. So I think we're just gonna do our best.
Like, you got to practice. I'll track stand you guys. I got them. I'm good at that. Maybe I can beat you in that.
All right.
I'll just roll backwards right into you. So what was your? How'd you feel about racing here in Detroit? Your first time here?
Oh, it was super fun. Yeah, the ambience is awesome, and the track is actually fast.
I mean, it just ripped through those corners so quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even realize. It's weird because you actually generally go slower in the corners, but it feels like you're going so fast, like all your weight's on your handlebars.
Oh yeah.
And so Dylan, you've been here a few times. Just a crowd favorite. Like I said, man, you're one of my favorite bike racers to watch. I remember watching you at the Detroit Athletic Club crit when you came into town, and I'm just watching you sitting at the front of this pro field, spinning at like 200 RPMs. And after the race, I go up to him, I'm like, "You racing in junior gear?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "That's ridiculous." What you think you're going to get any more time out here this winter to get back to the Lexus Velodrome?
Oh yeah, with it's getting faster and faster. The black team and green team were looking good, and the local kids, especially Dijon Parks, he was very quick.
Yeah, Dijon's been riding great. I mean, I know Dijon really looks up to how you race. He's always like, "Man, Dylan, it's like just a monster."
Yeah.
So, I mean, great racing from you guys tonight. Hope you had a great time. Hope you enjoyed Detroit. You're welcome to rip around on the journey for a little bit, do a couple track stands. These guys were flying on the e-bike earlier. And we're going to be back in a couple weeks. Once again, and here's the most important thing. Here's the payouts for these guys. There go Dylan Bibic and Mathias. You guys killed it out there. Great racing throughout the night. Great racing through the weekend. Stoked you guys were able to make it. Hope you guys can come back. And we're going to wrap it up here from the American Cycling League in downtown Detroit at the Lexus Velodrome. The Legacy Race, once again, from Mike Walden and Harry Walden and all of the Wolverines, really putting Michigan cycling, putting track racing back into the mainstream. We live stream everything on our Facebook page. You can check us out at cyclestream.tv. Punch that like button, leave a comment, let us know what you're thinking. Give it up to Mathias Giban and Dylan Bibic. Great night of racing, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. Have a great night, you guys.